Okay, so there's been some questions about why the handle is designed the way it is on the E-Bell trainer. So I'm going to give you a little bit of an explanation, and I'm going to start with Ben Hogan's 5 lessons because I think it's a. First of all, the handle is not, because even though it's not obviously aligned like a golf grip with one hand, it wouldn't be possible with the device I made because there's far too much leverage in something that's heavy. But what I did do, if you look at his instructions for how you put your hands on the grip, I'm just going to hold up this picture here so you can see. He talks about the one V of the V of the left hand points at your right shoulder. The V of the right hand points at your right ear, I guess. And then also, as he explains earlier in the book, or maybe it's slightly later, the elbows should be very close together. So what I did was, if you look at this, if I can do a demonstration, let me see if I can get a good place to show it here. A little bit. That's too much. A bit less. So I'm going to go back. So first of all, because I've turned these out, it's doing exactly what he suggests. It puts you in a position where your elbows are in the down position, right? Now similarly, this is a right-handed grip. So I'm right-handed, so the right hand is higher, just like it would be on a golf grip. So that orients, in order to feel square, you move your right shoulder down a little bit, just like you would in a regular golf grip, right? But then secondarily, you'll notice the grip has to go in your fingers. Would feel unnatural to do this. Whereas with a golf grip, it's pretty common to put it right across the palm like that. With this, you're not going to do that. You're going to develop quickly the habit of just laying it across the fingers like that. So it's teaching you some things about the grip, but then you also, this may be hard to see, but you can kind of tell if you can, let me get farther back. If you look at where the two V's point, right? So that's sort of the natural positioning here for me, is something like this, so just about like that. Now from my point of view, the V of my left hand is pointing at my right shoulder, and the V of my right hand is pointing right about here. So exactly as Ben Hogan suggests. Now people have said, well, Ben Hogan, he was fighting a hook, and if you follow his instructions, they're no good. You're going to slice it all day long. Which a lot of people do, because they don't do everything he's doing, right? Let's say you do this, and then you roll the club way open and come into the impact like that. Well, if that's your habit, then yeah, that's a better match to have this hand really on top. But if you go back and keep this orientation, you can see, if you look at his position at the top, that hand is right like that, right? Which is exactly where it is when he gets here. So it all depends how you orient your shoulders and arms. So there's nothing inherent about his grip that causes you to slice the ball. I mean, just look at the tour. Plenty of people hitting a big fade with a super strong grip. Plenty of people hitting, and again, people say, well, the stronger grip hits it farther. Well, it depends. John Rahm has his hand very much like that, hits it a mile, right? Tony Finau, hand like that, was the longest player on tour. So it all depends what else you do, but that's the reason why this is designed that way. Now, the reason it's a balance point. This grip balances out two things. So it makes, even though it looks not like a grip, like a golf grip rather, it feels about, the hinging action feels about the same. If you had one grip, the hinging action would feel wildly out of control. If your hands were very far apart, you got no hinge, right? So what I designed is something that balances those two aspects. So again, Everything about my design has to do with getting the proper feel. So don't get too hung up on what this looks like, or, generally, don't get hung up on what does a swing look like. You have to tune into what does it feel like, what are the forces that are happening in the swing, and that's what you want to start to learn to recognize. What is the proper forces and feelings in a golf swing? And then you start to tune into a much more complex sensing system that you have already built into you that's going to do a better job. So that's it.